Hello everyone, welcome back to the Eureka channel. Today I'm going to break down MVVM in Kotlin and show you how it works with a POS application. By the end of this video, you'll understand what MVVM is, why it's useful, and how to implement it step by step in a real Kotlin Android project. So without any further ado, let's get started. So MVVM stands for Model, View, and ViewModel. It's an architectural pattern that helps us separate the business logic from the UI, making our codes more organized and testable and scalable. As you can see from the image I tried to pull up, the model is responsible for the data and the business logic. The view is where the events are being rendered, what the user gets to interact with in your app, and the view model sits in between the two. To break it down a little bit further, the repository class, with the help of your model or the remote data source, sends requests to web service or a remote server, and the remote server send back a response to the repository, and from there the repository send the result that is gotten from the web server to the view model for further processing, and then view model handles the results and transfer the results to the view via LiveData. And I think more recent technology uses stateflow. Now, in your view layer in Android, you can either use an activity or fragment to render the event. Depends on whatever you are comfortable with. So that can still look a little bit of abstract. We will see how they get to interact in the code. Let's say, for example, we want to fetch transaction from a backend and display them on a screen. So that is the example we'll be looking at in this video. So that being said, let's pop our Android Studio open. Here in my Android Studio, I have, in my project structure, I have created various folders to handle each logic. So in this video, what we are going to be looking at is the model, the view, and the view model. I have written the repository class, something simple, not really fancy. So this is going to be serving as our server. It's just a list of transactions, but our transaction is still showing error because I have not written the data class. That's what I'll be doing next. And also, I have written the adapter class that will be responsible for rendering the results in a recycler view, and also the transaction view model factory. It's just something that view model uses. So the first thing I'm going to do is to write the model class. So write data class. Now call it transaction. Now have four fields. And we have the ID that is going to take an int. I will have the amount. It's going to take a string, and the type. also string and the date string. Alright, this amount is going to take a double, not string. Yeah. So now if we go to the repo class and that has been imported, we go to the adapter class, that also has been cleared, and we need to import this as well. So this will not be cleared until we write the ViewModel class. We check the ViewModel class also is also empty. So let's try to write the ViewModel class now. So I'll just write transaction ViewModel at the repository, and it's going to extend the ViewModel class. Inside I'm going to have a private for repository. Transaction repository. So I'm going to write the live data where I'm going to expose the results. Transactions equals to immutable live data. I'm going to pass in the list because I want to display a list of transactions. Then I'll close that. Transactions live data, pass in the list of transaction. That's it. So now I'm going to call I'm going to declare a met function that to load transactions. Passing the transactions value now equal to repository dot get transactions. So that's all for the ViewModel class, and then I'm going to write the view class, which is the fragment. So in here I'm going to first of all private let init var model transaction ViewModel. So I'm going to, that's a variable for ViewModel. So I'm going to instantiate the ViewModel by by saying because I already have a transaction view model factory, so I need to instantiate the factory before I can use the view model. So I'm going to call that repo equal to transaction repository. Then I'll declare a variable for the factory. I'll pass in the transaction view model factory. I'll pass in the repo. And I can now declare the view model as a view model provider, passing context and the factory. Okay, now not sorry, transaction view model class the Java. Then I'll create a variable for the RecyclerView. RecyclerView is where I'm going to display the results. RecyclerView equals to view dot find view by ID. RecyclerView. Now passing the resource. So I can now call the RecyclerView dot layout manager equals to linear layout manager. Then I pass in the context, required context. So I have created a simple XML for my RecyclerView. If I seed into that, you'll see it here. Then I go back. So I now observe the results of the transaction. So I'll call ViewModel dot transaction that I've exposed via the LiveData dot observe. Now passing the view lifecycle owner. Sorry, view lifecycle owner. And this is going to be a list of transactions. So I'll now call adapter. So, I need to declare an adapter first. Adapter for the RecyclerView. Transaction adapter. Then I pass in the RecyclerView dot adapter equals to adapter. So I can now call the adapter dot submit list. Submit list. Then I pass in the list. So now, finally, I can now call the view model dot get load transaction. So that's pretty much it. So let's try to run our app and see if that works. So I'm going to restart. Going to restart. So the app is loading up. We'll see. Fine, that works fine. So this list is being fetched from the model class. As you can see, from the repository class, as you can see, this is the values that are being loaded up here. So we can add one more value. Let's just copy one of the transactions and just add it. And let's change this to 3. Let's change this to 500. Let's change this to A. Let's change this to 16. And let's reload our app. As you can see, that again got populated. So that is how MVVM works in Kotlin in a POS application. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to this channel for more tutorials on Kotlin and as well as Flutter. Thank you very much.